Welcome back, Duelist Casual Duelist here. And before we get into today's Harpie Lady deck profile, we are going to take a week break from announcing some giveaway winners. Nobody got back to us this last week, which is fine. That does happen from time to time. What we'll do is next week we will pick 3 instead of 2, so fantastic. So let's get you guys the Harpie deck profile now. One more time, don't tell Celestial. We went ahead, we stole her cards, okay? Because I didn't actually own enough Harpies, and she was in the middle of building this, so I'm going to set this in her deck deck box. And it's going to be just like how Black Wings was. She wasn't expecting that to go up against Numerons. It did fairly well on the turns. Numerons didn't just flat out OTK, which is okay. I will be bringing you guys that Numeron deck here shortly. I do also know that we've got, it was something of the Freezing Chains. It was the Ice Barrier Structure deck at the end of this week, and I can't wait to get my hands on those. They are already prepaid, and we're going to go. Real quick, let's get the deck list for you guys now. This one falls under the category of all 3 things that I normally talk about. Normally I talk about whether or not it's casual, competitive, or budget. And normally I pick like whichever of the 3 it is most strongly rooted in. And this week's build is budget. It was built from a casual standpoint at first. And during playtesting with another teammate, we found out it actually hangs with some of the tougher decks that I've made. So without any further ado, Harpies. Main deck, we're going to be running 3 copies of Ash Blossom. We are going to be running the single barrier statue, the Stormwinds. Give it up for the originals. We got 3 copies of Harpie Chandler, because combos. The 1 dancer and 2 harpists. We are going to use 3 copies of the original Harpie Lady, which is important. We are going to use 1 oracle and 3 perfumers. And again, thank you to the Legendary Duelist Season 2. We were able to actually get Celestial another 2 copies to round that out. That perfumer was so hard to pull the first time around. We must have went through 5 boxes just to find the 1. We do have the double queen. We do want to search our field spell. We do have the pet dragon. Again, we've chosen to slide the purple name into her deck as it is one of her favorite colors. Moving over to the spells, we are going to run 1 copy of the Alluring Mirror Split, 1 Called by the Grave, 1 Double or Nothing, 3 copies of Elegant Egotist, and it is because we are running the normal Harpie Lady that this is going to be so good and allow us to get into Link and Sync and Xyz and the combos and play super fast. So we're going to do that. We do have the 1 Harpie's Feather Duster because, yeah, every deck should have it, and this deck can search it, so we need it. Double Hunting Ground, because single's not enough and 3 is too many. Triple Hysteric Sign, because it is great. And 3 copies of Unexpected Die, another beautiful reason to have the normal non-effect text Harpie Lady in the deck. And this, again, lets you just lead into some crazy combos real quick. The traps, we're going to use 3 copies Harpie's Feather Storm. Anytime you're playing Wind Wing Beasts, this belongs in your deck. Anytime you're playing Harpies, it needs to be in there too. And 2 copies of the craziest trap card, the Hysteric Party. It was so many summons off that. So many. And going over to the extra deck real quick, you're going to want 2 copies of the Cyber Slash Harpie Lady that we got in, what was that, Duelist, Legendary Duelist Season 1, I think it was. The double Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon, because it's awesome. 1 number 11 Big Eye, number 39 in Utopia Double. This way we can do the OTK strike. It's not as necessary, but it's just like 1 more tactic to have. We do have the Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, a little hard to read because this one does have the purple name text as well. Maybe right there. Yeah, all right. And it's just amazing. Then straight over to the links, we do have the Boral Sword in here, the Harpie Conductor, IP Masquerena, the regular Nightmare package. Now, again, if you guys wanted to make room for other cards, I would maybe drop the Phoenix and the Cerberus. Maybe go with Tornado Dragon over Phoenix. And if you have Draco Sack instead of Cerberus, that would be fine too. You got the 1 Unicorn and Simorgh Bird of Sovereignty for the final pick. So that is the deck. And if you guys are only here for the deck list, I'd like to take a quick second. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you like this and if this helps you out, maybe consider hitting us with a subscription. More importantly, always more importantly, please tell your friends about the channel. I'm sure in the 100+ videos that we already have available to you that there is something of interest somewhere. And most important, this is the biggest one, guys. Have a great day. Thanks for coming around. Class is dismissed for you guys. Now, for everybody else, let's talk about some deck choices and give you guys the real strategy and the why the Harpies are going to start beating me up in playtest every week when Celestial finds this in her deck box. So, first thing is she's going to be using her Ash Blossoms. Why? She's going to stop you from tutoring. She's going to go ahead and eliminate a lot of, again, card effects. Ash Blossom being the strongest generic hand trap in the game right now is just wonderful and maximized at 3. Barrier Statue of Stormwinds, sorry. Neither player can special summon monsters except wind monsters while this one is face up on the field. I'm going to show you guys the quick combo with Simorgh when we get to the extra deck. We can set this up no problem and actually press so much advantage on our opponent's turn that between that and the Featherstorm, your opponent will more than likely pass 95% of the time if you could present those 2 cards. Excuse me. Next up is Chandler. Again, all of our Harpies are going to share a couple of effects. And that is that when they are on the field or in the discard pile, they will be considered Harpie Lady. And for the most part, they are all going to be 4-star Winged Beast Wind Attribute. Now, Chandler is special because we can discard a Harpie card. And again, card, guys. So this could be a spell, this could be a trap. It doesn't always have to be a monster. In order to special summon 1 Harpie monster from the deck in defense position except Chandler. Now, real quick, pretty sure Harpie's Pet Dragon is viable for that, which is immediately going to pop us off to a rank 7 overlay play. The rest of the effect here states you can use this effect once per turn. While you control a dragon monster, this card's level becomes 7. Again, if you're playing the Big Eye and the Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon the way we are, or you guys decided to maybe add in the Mecha Phantom Beast Draco Sack, and again, I want to say his tokens are Wind Attribute, so that's another great reason to play like Great Fly, or I believe the Harpie Conductor could be played off that as well. So you could either keep those tokens, Link Climb with those tokens, or... I think that's it. But you could generate that real quick with Harpie Chandler. So again, we want to run her at 3. The Single Dancer, and again, this is more of like a precision move when we're playing this card. So we don't need to beat our opponent over the head with it. It's not a big bludgeon. This is more surgical, I guess, would be more precise. You can target 1 wind monster you control, return that card to the hand, then normal summon 1 wind monster. You can only use the effect of Harpie Dancer once per turn, and the name becomes Harpie Lady while, of course, field or graveyard. Again, I don't think we're ever going to get Mist Valley field spell back, and it was one of the things like this was like super good with. But there will be some reasons to do this later on. You do have the Double Harpist. Again, the name changes while field and graveyard, and you can only use each of the following effects once per turn. Those effects are, when this is normal summoned, target 1 winged beast monster you control other than this card, and a face-up monster your opponent controls and return them both to the hand, at which point you could use Summon the Dancer, bounce it, or again, if you have the Draco Sack tokens, you should be able to bounce the token, generate the Harpist, and then use the Harpist to bounce the token, to bounce an opponent's card while building up your own advantage. The last effect is during the end phase, If this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can add a level 4 Winged Beast monster with 1500 or less attack from deck to hand. And this will allow you to play out some of your other Harpies now. And again, we are playing the original Harpie Lady, and it's because I ran across my copies of Unexpected Die. And of course, I saw Elegant Egotist, just like yesterday while I was going over the Speed Duel My Valentine build, which, of course, I still haven't taken that apart. That's still sitting here on the table. And I thought, wow, they didn't put the regular Harpie Lady in Speed Duel, but I can still utilize the Elegant Egotist from any Harpie character that's already on the field to special summon these normal ones, or I can use Unexpected Die to start my whole strategy by playing one of these directly out of the deck. And once it's out of the deck, once it's on the field, again, it'll still count itself as Harpie. So if I started with Unexpected Die and Egotist, you play one for the other, you've already generated 2 cards, and it's fantastic. Got a couple commons in there. Nothing too crazy. The single copy of Oracle. This card, obviously, is Harpie Lady while field and graveyard. Use each of the following effects once per turn. If I control a level 5 or higher Harpie monster, I can special summon this from the hand. Now, again, that should be my Slash, and, of course, my the Pet Dragon. Again, if we were playing Harpie Lady's Sisters in here, too, if we were going for something with the Triangle Ecstasy Spark route, that could also utilize that monster as well. But we have 2 targets. We've got 2 good targets here in the build already. So we can get the special summon. When it is normal or special summon, we can add a spell trap from the graveyard to the hand that specifically lists the card Harpie Lady's Sisters in the text during the end phase of the turn. Geez, I wonder, do we have any? Oh, wait, Elegant Egotist is a great option. I also think that we were able to use one more. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm wrong. You could recur your Hunting Ground that way. And the Alluring Mirror Split. So, yeah, there's actually 3 targets again for you. So, again, Oracle, again, we didn't go the Harpie Lady Sisters route. And if you do, you can obviously increase the number here. Let's talk one of the hardest ones that it took us way too long to find. The Harpie's Perfumer. Again, 4-star, the name becomes Harpie while on field or grave. If his normal special summon to add a spell trap from the deck to the hand that specifically lists, again, Harpie Lady Sisters in the text. I just named all 3 of them. If you controlled a level 5 or higher Harpie monster when you activated this effect, Cyber Slash Harpie or Harpie's Pet Dragon, you can also add a second such card with a different name than the first. Use this effect once per turn. Again, you have the option to play towards the Harpie Lady Sisters as well. I kind of wanted to play the rank 4 and do the rank 4 plays and focus on a lot more level 4s. So this way we could go into the Slash Harpie Lady way easier. But still, fantastic. Old School Harpie Queen, 2 reasons. Not that we couldn't already search out the field spell with either of the last 4 cards that we just showed you. But we could also discard her from the hand to add that. Or this could be considered one of our stronger level 4 starter monsters to just be able to summon at the 1900 points. And again, name does change to Harpie Lady while it's on the field or the graveyard. So not as big a need to have these, but still cool to get them. Harpie's Pet Dragon, again, we're just going to basically special summon this off of the first monster. What was that again? The Chandler. And it's just here to get the level or the rank 7 plays off. Again, we'll be able to do that again with the Phantasmal Pet. See if I can just drop to the one card I needed to show, because it is still a dragon typing. But Harpie's Pet Dragon, still another kind of cool big card. Can gain a lot of power, and especially since Harpie Lady could be one of the extra deck cards up in the extra zone. That gives it up to 5 characters that it can gain power from. And because of that, this thing can get up to like 3,500. It's not terrible, it's just tech. Over to the spells, we have the Alluring Mirror Split. Again, we got the one because we can just recycle this a bunch. When a Harpie Lady or Sisters you control is destroyed by battle, you can special summon one Harpie monster from the deck with a different original name than the destroyed monster. If this card you control is destroyed by a Harpie's card effect or an opponent's card effect, target a Harpie in the graveyard and special summon that, each effect once per turn. So, obviously, it's really cool. We do get sort of like a battle search effect, always maintaining a field presence this way. And additionally, since Harpie's Hunting Ground can make us blow up our own cards, it's good to know that we can go ahead and get these summoned back anyway, which is very good. Call by the Grave, I did throw this in at 1 because we do have the ability with the Harpie's Featherstorms to just play through more hand traps, especially Ash Blossom getting faked out with Elegant Egotists and Unexpected Die. We'll be able to use the Call by the Grave, even at 1, a little more effectively this way. So we added that. The Double or Nothing is just tech. We want to try to attack them with Utopia and get the OTK if we can. It's not of terrible importance. The 3 Egotists, again, as long as there are 1 or more Harpie Lady cards on the field, special summon Harpie Lady or Lady Sisters from hand or deck. And again, we want to power out the normals. Harpie's Feather Duster, again, blow up their back row. Harpie's Hunting Ground, good and bad because it's mandatory. All Winged Beasts gain 200 AD. And if any Harpie Lady or Sisters is normal special summoned, the player that conducts the summon targets a spell trap on the field and destroys it. So again, if this is the only spell trap on the field, unfortunately, it's going to be gone. If it's not, bully for you, you're going to be able to go ahead and try to plow through some more control decks. This actually helped us out a lot against Altergeist and even Subterror. So very cool, very fun. We did maximize Hysteric Sign to 3. When this card is activated, you get to add 1 Elegant Egotist from the deck or the graveyard to the hand, which again, we want to combo out. We want to put as many monsters on the field as possible. And of course, having the normal Harpie Lady is going to allow us to really make that card more and more live. If this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there during the turn, during the end phase, you add up to 3 Harpie cards with different names from each other from the deck to the hand. You can only use 1 effect per turn and only once that turn. So again, feel free to just set this, honestly, because again, your Hunting Ground is going to be a mandatory destroy. And if you have to destroy something, set this, let it get popped during the end phase, fill up your hand. Easy, easy. And of course, the Unexpected Die. If you control no monster, special summon that level 4 lower normal monster card from the deck. We run 3 copies of this because we want to see this as soon as possible to get our plays moving. And again, we've got the 3 normal Harpie Ladies. And again, once you have a Harpie Lady on the field, an Elegant Egotist is immediately live. So if we had the last card, the Hysteric Sign in this, you Hysteric Sign, Unexpected Die, Harpie Lady, play the Harpie Lady, get the Egotist, play the Egotist, get into your next card, and then you can instantly go. And if it's turn 2 and your opponent has no back row, you can just as easily look at your opponent and go, oh, okay, well, Utopia double, pitch material, grab the Double or Nothing, slide Xyz over to regular Utopia. Now that's doubled over, that's 5k. Attack at their monster, as long as it's under 2k or less. Negate your own attack, flip the Double or Nothing, go back at it with a full 10k power, and that's instant OTK anyway. And again, you could do this much easier once you have the Unexpected Die, because it's going to be a special summon. Again, since all the Harpie Ladies are considered Harpie Lady on the field, again, Egotist is just always live as long as you have 1 of your 3 copies of the normal Harpie Lady somewhere in your deck still. One thing I also thought about maybe putting in here was Pot of Avarice, just to keep cycling them through. Real quick, the Harpie's Featherstorm, if you control that Winged Beast until the end of the turn, negate any monster effects your opponent activates. Again, if we stop right there, that means they didn't specify hand, field, graveyard, banish. Just that a monster effect can't happen. And it's for the entire turn. So again, that's a lot of the time you'll set this and you'll just go like, okay, well, I'm going to activate this. And then they have to pass because they can't combo out. There's no loops that you can perform most of the time. And it just deads their whole turn. And then again, you turn around, you've swarmed the field, you created your OTK, and you just blast them. Additionally, since we are playing this with Harpies, if we control a Harpie monster, we can activate this card from the hand, making it even worse. If this card is in the owner's spell trap zone and is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can also add Harpie's Feather Duster from the deck or the graveyard to your hand. Just way too strong. Last card, Hysteric Party, one of my favorites. Activate by discarding a card, special summon from the graveyard as many copies of Harpie Lady as possible, and when this card leaves the field, destroy them. Again, we can summon up to 5 cards off this immediately, and as long as there's a legal target already in the graveyard, discarding a card that treats itself as Harpie Lady while it's in the graveyard means that you will get to summon it back immediately with any of the other targets that were already in the graveyard. And again, mid-game, late game, this opens up so many of your extra deck plays that it's just, again, I mean, I played 2. You could easily change that ratio around any way that you guys see fit. The extra deck. So the Cyber Slash Harpie Lady needs tuner non-tuners. And in this case, just non-tuners. So what we're going to do for this card, Synchro Summon, we can treat one Harpie monster we control as a tuner. Now, Harpie monster means that the Harpie pet dragon at 7 stars with the 1-star Draco Sack token, at least I think it's a 1-star, could be a play. But generally, we're just going to use the 4-star monsters. So this way we can use any 2 to go into this. This card will become Harpie Lady while it's on the field or the graveyard, and when a spell trap or effect is activated, except during the damage step, as a quick effect, you can target a monster your opponent controls or a Harpie that you control, return that card to the hand. Now, you can bounce one of your cards for protection, or more than likely what we're going to do is we're going to want to disrupt our opponent's plays, and we're going to do that especially by familiarizing, not memorizing, familiarizing, because it's way easier to become familiar with cards that actually need to remain on the field for the resolution of their effect. This will actually effectively break the effect for any card that needs to remain on the field. So in that way, this is almost like having a walking Ghost Ogre in your deck that has near boss level stats at 2600, a field spell that'll give it an extra 2, and yeah, so we want to play that at 2. We do want to play the Phantasmal Dragon, which is okay. Again, for the most part, we're going to do this with 3 Harpies. We're going to stack them. And again, this is mostly for Chandler. It's another way to put a dragon on the board to get her effects. This card's effects can only be applied and resolved while it has Xyz material. This card can attack the opponent directly. Your opponent cannot target any Harpie monsters with effects or attacks during each of the end phases detach material from this card. So you only get a few turns of this effect, but it should really be used for Chandler to perpetuate our rank 7 plays. And again, we added 2 in there. You could easily drop that to 1 if you like. We got the number 11 Big Eye, again, one of our rank 7 plays. Once per turn, detach an Xyz material from this. Target a monster the opponent controls, take it. And then this card can't attack during the turn you activate it, which is fine. We do need the Utopia and the Utopia Double. We've already gone over their effects, so that's good. And Red Eye's Flare Metal Dragon. Just any 2 7s. Again, pretty generic. Great boss stats at 2800. Cannot be destroyed by card effects while it has material. And while this card has material, every time the opponent activates a card or effect and resolves it, they take 500 points of damage on resolution. We don't need the other effect. The other effect is fine. If you're playing Red Eyes, we are looking for a way to burn them every time they take any action. And again, if you break this down, I guess 8,000, it's 16 actions that they could take. And some decks would kill themselves before they can generate a game state within 16 cards and or effects. And again, the later you play this, the less work it actually has to do. Moving over to the links, we are using the 1 Boral Sword again, because he's just amazing. We do want to use Harpie's Conductor here. 2 Wind. This card's name becomes Harpie Lady, of course, when it's on the field or graveyard. Use each of the following effects once per turn. If a Harpie monsters you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you may destroy one spell trap you control instead. This will allow us again to use the Hysteric Sign. We could blow up the field spell if it would be inopportune for keeping it, or the Alluring Splitting Mirror. Second effect, if another face-up Harpie monster you control returns to your hand, and again we could bounce this with Dancer. There was one other. We could do that with the Cyber Slash. If that card returns to the hand except during the damage step, target one special summon monster your opponent controls and return that to the hand as well. And again, that could be game breaking against a lot of cards. And if we utilized our Feather Storm, then we are also able to go after cards like our opponent's Apollosa. Well, we weren't able to, I don't believe anyway, that we're able to negate its power up. It just isn't allowed to negate our monster effects, but we can still place it back into the extra deck this way and remove it from the field for just in case we were unable to get over it. We are going to use IP Masquerena. Again, we want to be able to link during the opponent's turn. The important part here is a little more important this time around because of the Simorgh. A link monster that used this card as material cannot be destroyed by opponent card effects. And you'll see what I mean when we get there. Again, we're running the normal Nightmare package. I do have the Cerberus and Phoenix and Unicorn. And again, Phoenix and Cerberus could be traded out for things like Tornado Dragon and or whatever your other favorite card might be. And then there is the Simorgh. So 2+ monsters, including the Winged Beast, cannot be used as link material. Your opponent cannot target this card or a Winged Beast monsters this card points to with card effects. So nice blanket protections there. If this card would be destroyed by battle, you could destroy one of the Simorgh cards you control instead. Not going to happen. It's the only one we have. During the end phase, you can special summon a Winged Beast from your hand or deck with a level equal to or lower than the total number of unused spell trap zones on the field. This is important. That effect is a once per turn. Once per turn during the end phase, both players' turns. And again, one of my favorite things that I did was I was able to, with Harpie's Feather Storm down, I was able to get the barrier statue of Stormwinds face up on the field. Because it is, of course, a Winged Beast, it's pretty easy to leave 4 spell trap zones alone. This does not count field spells, so it's a maximum of, it's a range of 0 to 10 stars. And again, yeah, this one's 2400. He's kind of easy to run over. And again, if he could be destroyed by a card effect, even easier to get ran over. So playing the IP Masquerena to play to him is actually cool. And we can do that all on our own turn. And just being able to stop them from special summoning anything that's not wind. Again, consistently being able to make that card, I think, is what makes this deck all 3 of my criteria. It's casual, it's competitive, it's budget, it's fun, it's relaxed. This deck doesn't cost $100. Again, for the most part, I usually just reuse my own stuff. Again, I did raid the wife's cards, but you'll notice she has the same Dual Devastator copies because for like a couple of months there, as we budgeted through, we just, like every payday, we just picked up a Dual Devastator until we had 3 copies. And I'll explain how I'm a playset player another time and maybe show you guys what I mean. But I do hope that you guys enjoyed this. Happy Valentine's Day. Should have said that at the beginning. And I got to go hide this back in the wife's cards before she realizes I done did this. So I will see you guys tomorrow. We're going to be doing the Tribal Synergy Speed Duel deck. And then I'm going to take Tuesday off this week. We're not going to have a regular Speed Duel deck. We did 2 last week, and I'm speeding it up this week. So I'll probably be back Wednesday with another deck profile for you. And it will probably be that Numeron OTK build I've been messing around with. So you guys have a lovely day. Have a great day. And I'll see you guys next time.